Hello, welcome back. Tonight I will speak about a very beautiful grimoire that I have written called Leraje or Leraje. It is a name that has different pronunciation. It has a very beautiful melody to it, very beautiful clang. No, say well. There is a softness to the name now as well. Discussing about the grimoire, no, it always. So, well, the grimoire is always a very interesting point to start. No, so well, it does carry something magical in that way as well. And the element of Leraje or Lerai, it does have a part with something about memory or something that, as I said, the first time I saw Lerai in that way, it was in a vision that I had in my past, in my childhood. It was a memory, no? But that memory, when it happened, I didn't realize that I saw him. But later on, I saw again the same vision, but I saw that vision with him being there. So, well, I saw Leraje there, no? And another thing that happened in that area, and say, well, that's the area that somehow I want to go back. I want to walk there again, no? Because I was there when I was very little with my grandmother. And I remember the landscape. I remember there was forest, there was a little river. It was a place that I've been a few times, no? It is more far away from the house, on a little hill, and there's like white stones, and there is some type of shells in that area as well, with very white sand. And then it goes to the forest. There is even a waterfall called the Horse Waterfall. That actually I haven't seen, but it's supposed to be not very big, but a nice one. And then we just kept the road, me and my grandmother. No, we were going to work on a field there. We have a field there, and my grandmother planted there something. And I never went with her alone. No, it was far away, and I was very little, and she left me on a blanket, and she was working. And then in that area where I was sitting, I saw Leraje at the edge of the wood passing by, like very slowly, the element of him. But I must have been very little, maybe 4 or 5, very little, maybe a little bit older. But that memory, maybe I was like 7, 8, but there is the element too of being more little. Maybe I was there before too as well, more young age, no? But that when I walked with my grandmother, I was for sure already 7, 8. I was steady walking already. And another beautiful memory that I have from that part where I was with my grandmother as well. Once we were, she was making the cornfield, and the land was very big, very long, and she had to go these very long lines. No, you have to arrange the earth around the root of the corn plant so it grows better, no? So I was sitting under a tree very close to the road. There's no one is passing there actually, and under the tree in the shadow, no, when I was more little. And then sometimes I will help my grandmother too, so I was there a few times, different ages. And then we will eat in the shadow, and during the day we will take a break and eat. And then, we will work, and then we will go back home, which was not so far away. We will go on foot. And, but that field where I saw Leraje is the field we have the most far away from the house. That's why I think I've been there only once, maybe twice. And I've been in that area, but not so far away, with my sister and my cousins. We have other fields there where we were picking up plums to make alcoholic drink, which they drink in Romania, called palinka. It's like schnapps. It's made from plums, but very good, special type of plums. And we have different fields with plums there, and were quite a lot of work. We will work all summer there. But I had other experience with my grandmother when I was very little. I was just with her. I was living with her, no? And so she always took me where she went. The same the other grandmother as well when I was very little. And it was quite interesting for me that a memory like that, Leraje, can appear. But when I started to write the book of Leraje last year, I had that vision again, and it appeared with that meaning of Leraje and the element of the deer. And then I had another vision with him, was the element of the deer as well. It is connected to the forest. Leraje is connected to the forest, to nature, to the deer, of course. No, it's a symbol of Leraje. The deer does carry a very special meaning. The element of coin is the element of Leraje as well. So while I've learned more things, or I'm still learning about Leraje myself. But the book that I have written about Leraje or Leraje, it's a very beautiful grimoire that I represented the elements of him and a story that I created, no? And it is connected to that vision that I was describing of me being in that day with my grandmother and seeing or being there in nature. And the other image, I had one of those days when I was alone there, because of course we will spend all day, and I was quite, as a child, is a little bored. And then I saw a little ladybug, a little, in German, Marienkäfer. And I think in Romanian, Buburuza. In Romania it has a very funny, sweet name, Buburuza. In Romania we believe that if you take the Buburuza, the ladybug, on your finger, and you have to hold it a little in the air, so if it feels the wind it will fly. And then you say, please Buburuza, no, fly the direction where my lover is. And and she will fly. You will say, it is from there, my lover, my love, the one I'm supposed to marry is living in that direction, in that area, or could be far away. One doesn't know the distance, no, but in that it will show you a direction. It was quite funny, and I did that day. And of course, then you just watch the Buburuza just fly. It's very sweet because she flies. She has very tiny little wings, and under her red carapace there's a little red with dots, the black points. And then when she opens out the wings, no, there's a more fine wing that comes from the back. And then they fly quite far away. They say they can very good. They can fly very good. And of course there was a cornfield there. So there were a lot of Buburuza. There were a lot. Now they love to sit in the sun on corn. And the two, somehow I connected a memory of mine with Leraje. Maybe it has a meaning as well, but it is something that I was doing exactly that summer when I had the other vision, or I just felt the presence of Leraje around me in that time. Or with the mind of now I understand it better. But then, no, of course not. I was just playing, and just being with my grandmother. For me, I was little, I didn't know. And I like to speak about that part of my childhood because, my childhood is very interesting, and I've lived in very old houses, and I loved the history of the house, of my family. So, they have a lot of memories. I said we will spend a lot of times there, all summer, 3 months, and always for Christmas, always for Easter. And beside that, not because we were in the city, in the school. But we loved it with my grandfathers in that area of the countryside, no? And of course there the life is very similar. You have the fields, you have to work the fields, you have to, you have like a farm. It is a farm. And of course there is an interesting story as well with the house where we were living, and the history of that house that of course I know, or I'm always curious about. Some things I don't know, but I love that house. It's very beautiful, and it was very beautiful to grow in that house as well, with the beautiful nature around and all the beautiful experience that I had in nature, and learning and working and being very good, no? And And of course we'll do other field work. We will make the grass for the cows, or we will feed the animals around the house, or we will clean the house, or food not, because my grandmother would cook for us, but sometimes we will prepare or help. We will do together. So it was very nice childhood. We enjoyed to be there for holidays. And in the beginning we liked it more there, but after we grew, of course, we liked it more in the city, because we grew, and then we have friends in the city, and then we went, me and my sister, we went outside with friends, and it was a very nice city. But before, the first love was that element of nature, of those beautiful memories of those homes of my grandparents. Of course, my first memories, that element of that history, of that beauty of that house as well, which I said I really love that house. There's a specific beauty that I always enjoyed in that house as well. And going back to Leraje, I will say, well, as I've said, the thematic of Leraje is connected to the idea of memories, the idea of childhood or something in nature, very fine but very beautiful, arranged or shown. Leraje is very direct. There is the element of action when it comes to him, or they call him the master of precision. It's the element of the arrow, the element of the precision aspect of his mastery, of his art or craft. He seems very resourceful as well, because of course we have the element of the tree, which is of course a very beautiful symbol. We say, well, not only the tree but the forest, or that meadow, or the grass elements of the nature, or the forest, or so, well, I was walking through that forest in that area. I've been there a few times, even with my grandfather, even if it was a little more far away, or we would take walk through the woods as well, to hear different birds or to look for mushrooms. It's that element of the beautiful forest. These two elements are very much Leraje, the element of nature, green. So, well, green is the color of Leraje. And this is like a specific scenery in the nature. This is something very connected very much to nature. If you want to read a book of Leraje, I sell my books on Amazon. You can find the link to the book in the description box below. And if you want to listen to other playlists or other books that I have written, or other subjects, there is the playlist links as well. So, of course, as I always say, the book is the work, the literary work that I have created. And now I'm just talking about the book in general, or about my, ideas, how I want to reveal to others, or show to others, or some type of interest as well in the act of writing, or the act of storytelling, or, could be something from history, could be many things. You say, well, the simplicity has its own beauty as well, It is something simple, or something simple can be so deep as well. It is not to say if it's simple, it is not, one should not have a look, The element of simplicity is key as well. It is something very important. And I think that's very much a Leraje, that element of precision, of the right eye, of seeing something very detailed, It reminds me of ants. When I was little, I would, have much time in nature all day outside, and I would, of course, watch the ants, or watch all the bugs for hours. I would love to see the ants, It's always interesting, but with detailed observation, with deep focus. And even if I was very little and I was just looking at the ants, one learns a lot. That memory gives me after a lot too as well. So, well, that memory doesn't stop there just because it happened. I carry it with me, but now I can go back and I think of it, or I can learn something new from it. That's very much Leraje as well. The other element, as I say, well, we have the arrow, we have the, maybe it could be even a specific hat. And say, well, Leraje does like to dress up, or he has different way he looks, and say, it is not necessarily it's very characteristic of him, but it's not necessarily say, well, it is a, I say, like when you dress the way you want to dress, just so, just because so. There is no further meaning, no? That's the confidence, I guess. That's a, well, this something of extra, no? That's the element of beautiful as well. But very well thought, very well made. That's very much Leraje. There is the element of elegancy, you know? Or something very fine, very tuned, very good or related. There is always a situation like that when you say, well, Leraje does carry some special keys, of course, no? So, well, a special type of powers. I do invite you, of course, to read the book of Leraje and say, well, it is a presentation of my books as well, to say, well, the wish not for my books to reach others, or my wish for my books to be liked by others, or, you know, there's the element of something more, or hearing something. So, well, there is echo always, no, that comes back. There's that element where if I shout in the air, it's loud, no, there's echo that comes back to me. The element of the valley, the element of that wind that it comes back, no? The voice comes back. It's the element of the echo. So, well, the echo is silent somehow, no? It's not that the echo does not speak, but it is, you hear your voice again. It shows that element, no, so of my voice, how is heard in that element of the air, in that valley, in that environment. So it is a special thing that one can do it. It's a special talent, I guess. But you know, it is a natural effect. The echo, it is natural. And we'll say the simplicity is always the key, or the simplicity is always that element of pleasure as well. So, well, the nuance of simplicity is a beautiful nuance. And when it comes to Leraje, we say, well, as I've said, it does connect to the memories or different parts of one's biography for a certain reason, or for a certain understanding, or just for something beautiful as well. So the thematic of memory is something beautiful, of course. And I do invite you, as I've said, to read the book of Leraje. It is a very beautiful grimoire that I have written last year, and I have published it. And yeah, it does tell the story of Leraje. We say, well, on the cover, we see very beautiful elements of Leraje. And so, well, we see Leraje, and then we have the mermaid around him, the element of water, the element of the travel. Some would say Leraje has come from a travel back home, no? Or has reached the shore, that element of the safety, or that element that he was somewhere, he arrived, no? Or he's preparing, but there is the element of success, there is the element of something successful, no? Very beautiful. So, well, the element of Leraje is green, so we have this green element around him, the green color. And so, well, of course, Leraje is a prince, Leraje is a king. There is the element of the crown, no? The crowning crown of the king. And the element of the water speaks about the sensuality of love, that aspect of that aspect that somehow you know, makes me think of a fish. Let's say, well, there's the agile part of the fish, or the beautiful swimming motion of the fish. That even the fish has a special language, no? Even the fish has a certain type of movement. Even the fish, no? Say, well, it does carry a meaning. It's the element of the water as well. So, well, the element of the water is seen in all of them, no? So, well, not only for Leraje, but for Leraje, I think it's a little bit more the dry aspect of nature, more the summer days where everything is a little dry, not a lot of rain, or it can be represented in the element of rain as well. That's these two parts. But it is more about dry sun, or dry hot sun days, very, very hot, when the sun is it's very beautiful, it's very strong, beautiful sun. and it gets hot outside, no? You sit under the shadow, but you can sit in front of the sun too as well for hours. That beautiful element of the light. It goes more into the white sands, or there's a special color to the earth, very dusty, very beautiful. And different type of trees or grass and so on. So well, even the element of the fasan, the element of the wild bird, the fasan. So well, the eggs in the grass or the birds in the trees, no? This element of nature. Thank you so much for listening. I will continue another time to speak about Leraje. If you want to listen to the entire playlist, you can start with the first recording. This is a continuation from other recordings that I spoke about Leraje. And as I've said, I do invite you to buy the book of Leraje. It is very beautiful. And of course, I do recommend it. Until next time, all the best to you. Bye. Thank you for listening.